What is up, Honey Badger Nation? Welcome to episode 203 of Expert Mentors Live. And I'm really excited for this conversation today. And I think it's super timely in regards to kind of the season of the market, where the trending of where the audience is at, where the eyeballs are at. And I know today is going to be jam-packed. Make sure you guys have notepad, pen handy, because you guys are in for a treat. Travis, what's up, brother?
What's up, John? Hey, man, thank you so much for having me today. I'm stoked to be here, bro. You know, we've been friends for quite a while, man, and it's an honor to be here and be able to provide some value to the group.
Man, I know you're going to bring it, and I want to jump right in before we get kind of into the meat and potatoes of it all. Give everybody a little bit of a background. You know, I mean, it was easier, a couple of years ago when the Honey Badger Nation wasn't 12,000 strong and growing. So there's so many just amazing humans and leaders and marketers and people in the Honey Badger Nation. And I want to make sure that everybody, has a strong understanding of who you are and skill set and the value that you're going to bring today.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm a relatively new agent. I haven't even been in quite yet for 2 years, which we'll obviously dive into that a little bit more. I'm a combat veteran first and foremost, and I'm a father. I have two beautiful daughters, 5 and 3 years old. I got into sales in 2010. Did very well in sales, and then did that. I was in the car business for about 6 years. I feel like I learned a lot of my sales skills in the car business because people would literally try to fist fight you for a $200 car deal. Like they would literally try to fight you over a $200 car deal. So that was obviously really rough, but I learned really quickly how to talk to clients and how to get deals. Very shortly after that, I decided to get out of the car business. I was in finance at the time, and I decided to start to work with some of the top internet marketers in the world. I opened up my own digital marketing agency. I mainly focused a lot in the real estate space. So long story short, I had my digital marketing agency. I had spent, millions of dollars. I had worked with brokers on the real estate side and on the mortgage side. I ran traffic for them, built funnels for them, worked on websites. We've done Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram. We've done, other than TikTok and at the time, YouTube. I'd never touched YouTube, but my background was in marketing and advertising. And, I had a couple really bad business partners and had a big fallout about 4 years ago where I lost absolutely everything. And long story short, I decided after, my 5 years of owning my own digital marketing agency that I was going to move into real estate, and I was going to take, everything that I knew from all the marketing, all the things that I knew what not to do and what I thought I would be able to do to kind of come in here and hit the ground running. And, it's been a very interesting, fun, and creative last couple of years that really changed my life. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it leads right into the whole point of where, we push everybody is like, man, you guys have to think, become, behave like a marketer first. And you just happen to sell real estate. And if you can get to the level of even where you're at, and you even built the marketing agency that just happens to sell real estate. And, I think that lends to why we always say that, just to the exponential growth in a short amount of time that you guys have been able to, because you have that mindset. And so just kind of give folks listening in, how long you've been in the business and the amount of production and things that you guys have been able to do.
Yeah, for sure. And just like, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's Michael, Reese, Jay Kender, everyone, y'all know who they are. They're great friends of mine and great mentors of mine as well. And they always told me, they said, Travis, it's not the best realtor that wins, it's the best marketer. Yeah. And so, me and my business partner, Levi, we both came into this understanding that we needed to be the most visible, the most seen. We needed to be the best marketer. That way we could, a lot of real estate agents, they're so focused on just being a realtor, and they're working their sphere of influence. And that's a really hard model to scale, right? I mean, you could easily get capped out with your sphere of influence. It's really hard to scale that, right? So we wanted to be the best marketer, and we wanted to do that on video. So I got licensed in Dallas, in Texas in December of 2020. So my 2-year mark is coming up here in a very short couple months. And since we started last April was the first deal that we've ever closed. And since then, we've probably done about $140 million in sales, all from YouTube since then. So it's been about a year and a half, and we've done about $140 million worth of sales. I've also, taken what is very important to all of us, which is the story of what we've done to help us with agent attraction. I have about 60 agents in my front line, almost 400 total in my organization. And I think I have 24 frontline qualifying agents. And we really started working on agent attraction, I guess, in December. It's been almost 1 year. But like you said, we also have ancillary businesses within our real estate business. We have a YouTube course that teaches agents exactly how we do what we do. We also have a video editing agency as well that helps people who want to do YouTube, but they don't necessarily have the time to edit those videos, go through, and we help them edit their videos and post on their channel. So it's really, really well rounded. I mean, our main focus is always going to be agent attraction, being able to grow that business and be able to help more and more real estate agents. And I think that we've done a really good job of that so far. And obviously the production itself kind of speaks for itself. I think we just broke over $4 million in commissions since last April.
It's incredible. And, kudos to you guys. It's something, you guys should be really proud of to be able to do that. I want to get into kind of the mindset around, the thought process, the decision-making, because I think this is what people need to, understand, because a lot of people will want to go out and copycat and just say, hey, I'll just do what they're doing. It's working. Yet they don't understand, the rationale and have the mindset and things behind it. So first off, you had mentioned kind of a little bit of in your story of, man, got burned real bad in a partnership. And for most people that would be, I'm never having a partner again. And so for you, kind of talk to me, because I know there's people that's listening to this that have been like, hell yeah, man, I've been burned too. I'm never going to have a partner.
Yeah.
I'm pro partnership. I mean, you know that shit. I've been riding with Kinder for 18 years. So the thing that I want you to kind of share that thought process for you that allowed you to get into, going back into a partnership that at this point has been really, really successful.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about me, John, is I have always invested into myself, right? When I was in the car business, I never even knew what a mentor was. I think people seriously undervalue mentorship, obviously with the right people, but I think people seriously undervalue that because they're like, oh my God, this is going to cost me thousands of dollars. But that one thing that you learn, that one click that goes into your mind will infinitely make more money than the small amount of investment that people will invest in themselves. So when I was in the car business, the first mentor I ever had, and he wasn't really a mentor, it was Grant Cardone. I went through all his systems. They were not that good, but I was like, oh, I can, like, there were a couple little nuggets in that really helped me understand, like, hey, this is all a mindset game, right? Even more than it is a skill. I'm not the smartest guy by no means, not masterfully skillful at anything. I worked hard and I always surrounded myself with the right people, and I always invested in myself. So my mindset, I always knew no matter what happened to me, I knew I'm a winner. And I'm always going to win, and I'm never going to quit, and I'm never going to give up. And it's just like any professional athlete, Michael Jordan, like, he was getting beat up on the court, right? So what did he do? He went into the gym, he worked harder. Even though he was he still wanted to get bigger. He wanted to get stronger. He knew that he was a champion, and having that championship mindset is what got me through those hard times. I had a business partner. He embezzled everything. So 4 years ago this Christmas, I lost everything. I was living in Frisco, nice house, ended up having to move into an 1,100 square foot apartment, which was absolutely horrible. I mean, I'll never forget, dude, my shower was 3 foot by 3 foot. I'm 6'3". The shower head was 5'10". I'm like under the shower, dude. Like, it sucked so bad. Uh-huh. And I went through a little time where I was depressed. I had Lila, she was 2 at the time. And I'll never forget, there was one moment, because I couldn't put Christmas presents under the tree. I couldn't even afford a Christmas tree in this apartment. I literally had nothing. I had an 800 Beacon. I started having all these late payments. My credit was into the 500s. I mean, I just something just told me everything's going to be okay, whether that was God or my faith or just confidence in myself. And I just knew that everything was going to be okay. And after that Christmas, I really started having a hard time. There was a couple months where I was really depressed. I was drinking, I was going out and partying, I was doing drugs, and it was just really masking what I knew inside. Like, it was just covering everything up. And one night I had this terrible thought that I wanted to do something really bad to myself. I didn't want to live anymore. Very short. It was like 2 or 3 months where I couldn't function right. But it was probably because I was out partying, drinking, doing drugs, trying to be cool, trying to act cool and be fake online, right? And I remember the next morning I woke up and I looked over and I saw my daughter Lila. She was sleeping in bed. And I just remember looking over at her, man, and I was just like, what the fuck are you thinking, Travis? Get up, get you can do this. Man, so I started up another agency again. I'm not going to name this guy's name, but started up another agency. Long story short, right? He did the same thing. And then I was over at Michael Reese's house and Woods was over there. And there, Michael's been trying to get me into, to EXP and into real estate for many years. He told me, he's like, dude, I know what you're going through, man. Stop doing that and just move everything into real estate. And I was hard headed because I was making decent money. I was making, 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month at the time. Right. And so I was like, man, I kind of got a good thing going here. But, I was always procuring clients. I was doing a lot of the sales. And when I partnered with my last business partner on the marketing side, I just, he did a lot of the work instead of me. And so my mom always said that I'm like my dad, that I trust people too much. Right. But I also know that you can't do anything by yourself. No one is just self-made. You have to have a team. You have to have people that you can trust, that you can surround yourself with. And so I gave this guy a chance. He basically would never do the projects, and I just got so sick and tired of it that I got out and decided to get into real estate. And that's where I actually met Levi, who's my business partner. Levi is the YouTube king, right? He's the one who's on all the videos. And we should talk about how our business is structured. I think it's very important.
That'd be great.
When it comes to partnership, how we have everything structured. But, at the same exact time Levi got licensed, I was getting licensed. And I've done Facebook ads. I've done Instagram. I've done Google. I knew what those conversions were. I knew the conversions were terrible. I mean, I would have to have text message automations, email, full-blown call centers, trying to convert the leads, because I could get unlimited leads, but I didn't want a bunch of bad leads. I'd rather have less leads that are really high quality, right? And so, me and Levi, we kind of dated, for a few months. And because I was going to shoot Fort Worth, he was going to focus on Dallas, and he was just going to, because when I first reached out to Levi, I think he had like 30 subscribers. And I was like, dude, I like your channel. I like the videos. I think YouTube is definitely the way to go. But I don't understand, how you're structuring your videos. So we kind of started working together. I started filming over in Fort Worth and he was filming in Dallas. We did that for a few months. And last March of 2021, Levi was supposed to go out of town for a month. He was going to go to Belize, and he canceled that trip, but he had Airbnb'd his house, so he didn't have a place to stay. I was like, bro, just come stay over here at my house. Let's just chop it up, man. Let's work together. We started getting more and more leads on that Dallas side, and then I just started closing them down. Just boom, boom. Every single client was coming into town. I had no idea what I was doing. I just kind of know how to talk to people, right? And so we worked together. We started closing a bunch of deals, and then shit just got crazy last summer. We went from April, I think we closed 2 deals, and then May was like 3 or 4, and then June was like 7, July was 9, August I closed like 13 by myself, September 13 by myself, November, October was like 14. And so like things just really started to grow exponentially. And over the summer, we kind of decided, hey man, like, we're going to do this. But Levi is like, I would never be able to do what I'm able to do now. He's a really great guy, just a genuine person. So I got really lucky. I've been burned a couple times, but I knew I couldn't do it by myself. He knows he can't do it by himself. And so we just, we work dated, and then we decided to kind of tie the knot, and we partnered up. And, me and Levi, we're 50-50 on everything. So he focuses all on content. So a lot of people see Levi, he's all on content. He's always on camera. He's always on stage because that's his role within the company, right? He has to pump out as much content as we possibly can. And then I convert everything, even on agent attraction, the course sales, real estate sales. I handle all that and make sure that everything that he brings in is converted into cash, right? So that's kind of how our structures work.
No, I love that. And it's, finding people that complement each other. I think that's the thing that you really want to look for. Obviously core value alignment,
Yes.
and then, how do we complement each other, and willing to get in our lane and have the freedom to expand in our lane and go as fast as we can. That's the thing. And sometimes, the people get tripped up, that somebody just like them. There are some exceptions where I've seen that work, but most of the time, it doesn't. And I think you guys got that clear on who's doing what, and that's where it works really well. So, you guys get in, and you're starting to see some success with YouTube. Was it just something that just happened, or were there certain things that you guys were learning? And I think this is where we can kind of get into the meat and potatoes for everybody in the Honey Badger Nation listening in, that these are the key things that we learned along the way, the key principles, the do's and the don'ts. You want to kind of walk everybody kind of through that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to touch on one point that you said is we had the same goals. Although we're very similar, but we're also very different. I call him the yin to my yang all the time, because when I came in, I didn't want to do any more marketing. I told him, I was like, I'll sell 100 homes, no problem, but I don't want to do any marketing. I don't want to build any more funnels. I didn't want to do any of that. Right. So, we're very different in a lot of ways, which I think complement us very well. He's very structured, and I just like to run and gun. I like to close things. I like to hit the clients. I like to be out on the streets. I like to do all that, where he can do things that I would never. He's super organized, right? Like I am now, because he's helped me along the way. I'm much more organized and calendar oriented. Like my life is ran on a calendar now. Even my own wife will, if she wants time, will schedule that on my calendar, right? But the most important thing that I think why we had success is because of the consistency. Right. I mean, ever since we started this, you will notice that we put out 3 to 4 videos every single week. And that's the number one thing, right? You can copy us, right? But it's like running a marathon, man. It's like when we did that ultra marathon, right? Can you keep going? Like, can you keep going over and over and over and over again, even when times get hard, even when you don't want to shoot those videos, or you don't want to run or take another step, right? You have to have that mental fortitude to continue to keep going. And so the number one thing, that if anyone's going to get into YouTube and you want this to be your number one lead source, which I do believe it is by far the best lead source. I've never seen anything like it my entire life. Is going to be that consistency, right? We didn't really know what we were doing at the very beginning. Levi didn't know at the very beginning. There's no one who does real estate YouTube who just has like all the answers, right? It's a conglomeration of reading different books, looking at different channels. There's no one owns real estate YouTube, right? Anyone can do it, and they can model other people and then make it better, right? We modeled other people. We read books, you know what I'm saying? Like YouTube Secrets. We would read all the books on YouTube. We looked at Ryan Serhant. We looked at all the different YouTube channels, and we were like, okay, cool. I like this flow. I like this type of video. And then we would start figuring out, hey, what are the highest converting videos? What are people watching? We just did a ton of research. Well, Levi did it. I'll give him all the credit. He's really on YouTube, but I mean, I'm around him 24/7, so I know everything about it. But doing all that research and then just going out and taking action. Like I remember, man, like my first couple videos, I was so nervous. I sucked so bad on camera. It was embarrassing, man. But when you just got to keep getting after it over and over and over again, and eventually you're talking to the camera like it's your best friend, you know what I mean? And it just gets easier and easier and easier. We stuck to core content first, right? And I always tell people that I would suggest sticking to that core content, get your subscribers up, right? And a lot of people will say, well, I don't have a lot of subscribers. We got our first deal under contract with like 54 subscribers. All of our people that work with us on YouTube, they're getting their first. There was a lady who just started with us a little over a month ago. 2 weeks ago, it was a month. We had a meeting with her. She already has 500 subscribers and has 3 buyers under contract. Now that's really fast. That was the fastest we've seen. But within 30 to 60 days, anyone who's consistent is going to start getting leads, and they're going to start converting these people, because the most beautiful thing about YouTube is that you really can't say the wrong thing to the wrong person, right? So many people are like, well, I don't know what to say, or I don't know how to act. YouTube is going to find people who like you, who like what you have to say, who like whether you have crazy colored hair. Like and the people who don't like you, they'll never subscribe, they'll never tap the bell, and they're never going to call you and be like, oh, I watched your YouTube channel, but I'm definitely not using you as a real estate agent. You'll just never hear from them. So the people that you're attracting through YouTube, they fall in love with you. Like when I have Zoom calls with clients, you would think I'm a celebrity, like I'm Brad Pitt. They're like, oh my God, like I can't believe it's like actually you. I can't believe it's actually Levi on here. Like it's really crazy because they'll watch us for 2 or 3 or 4 months, 6 months before they're ready. And it's in our call to action is, hey, whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Or if you'd like to meet us in person, schedule a Zoom call. So the reason our conversion cycle is an average of 43 days, I think, is because we give people, hey, if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call. So all of our conversions are super short. They may have watched us for 6 months, but now they're in that 9 to 90 day time frame. They're reaching out. I mean, dude, I've converted people in 3.5 hours. I've converted people in 24 hours. Like it's so crazy. Like I can't even explain to you how easy the clients are because they're not working with other real estate agents. They're coming from California and New York because we say when you film your videos, if you're going to go this route, be specific on who you want to work with. We knew that everyone was relocating here. It was a pandemic. We knew that people were relocating here. So we wanted to target people on our verbiage. Hey, are you thinking of moving to Dallas, Texas? Are you thinking of moving to Frisco? So we knew in our verbiage, we were going to get people who were outside looking to move in. And those people, they only come in town for 2 or 3 days. I've never shown more than 10 homes. And now I don't even show more than 6 homes. I get them pre-approved. I found out when they're coming into town. I pick their top 6 homes, and then I write an offer and get it executed.
Yeah. A couple of things there, Travis, I want to point out that everybody just maybe they don't have the ear to hear what you said in there, but the nugget that you just said, and this is a writer downer for all of you guys listening in, is the direct call to action, which was the 9 or 90 days. And I'm willing to bet that you guys say that every video all the time. And it's programming people that are having a relationship with you, because that's what they're doing. They're consuming your content and having a relationship with you. And the direct call to action. Yep. And this is the thing that I always see with people where they miss it, is that everything you do has to have a subtle call to action, and either direct or subtle. And you guys are programming the people that are building a relationship with you to reach out to you if we're moving 9 to 90 days. And like that might be one of the best nuggets that you can take from this video for everybody listening in. And I love it. I mean, just the way it flows, you guys, I mean, you can tell that you really put some thought into it and really nailed it. That was fantastic. And the other point that you said in there, and I know we had a question pop up talking about, hey, I hate being on camera. I don't even know where to start. You gave the answer. And the answer is be you, because what you're doing is you're trying to attract your people.
Yep.
You're looking for your people that are looking for you. And the more authentic and genuine, and no matter what happens in the real estate industry in the next 18, 24, or even through the rest of this decade, real estate will always come down to a decision of trust. My favorite 100%. Definition of trust is authenticity times time. And so if you're genuine and authentic and consistent in your messaging and in your videos and in your content, those people are going to build that relationship because you're authentic and they trust you. And then, like you said, you got the rock star, superstar status of like, I can't believe it's you. And it's awesome. And it is the true attraction based. We used to do it. So you go where the trending, where the audience is, where are the eyeballs? And you look at human behavior. And before, for us, I mean, YouTube really wasn't that much of an option for us. Yeah. So we had to build that trust. We built it through radio. We built it through TV. We built it, billboards. We did all of those other things because that's where the ears and the eyeballs were on radio. And we had tremendous success. And some of the top agents in the country that you see now, that's where they really built their audience was via radio. YouTube is it. You guys have to commit to going in with this angle. So how do you structure, you said consistency, and sometimes we have to create the structure
Yeah.
for that to happen. And
Mhm.
it could either an accountability of partners. So just go back to us running when we did that ultra, we had our own little accountability group. We were texting, we were posting, we were holding each other accountable, asking questions, and it really helped us all stay engaged and prepare for that event. So how do you create that consistency, or what do you guys coach people through, or your agents, your partners, to maintain that consistency?
Well, one thing I want to touch on before we talk about like the structure of that is YouTube is truly, like you said, it's about time. And so we trademark passive prospecting because it is truly the best passive prospecting platform in the entire world, right? So like we break this down like on our webinars and when we teach people. So let's just say that we got 600,000 watch hours last month, and we would divide that into 24 hours in a day and multiply that. That's like 15 years of prospecting done in 1 month. No one can keep up with us because how are you going to, you can't have an ISA team big enough to prospect 24/7 every single day, 365. YouTube prospects for you, and it's the best funnel. When you're running Facebook ads, you got to build all these retargeting campaigns, right? Because and if you stop posting and running ads on Facebook and Instagram, you're done. YouTube is evergreen. It lasts forever. And so as long as you stay consistent, that content, we have videos that were up last year that will see spikes, right? They'll just randomly catch a spike. So they're always going up. They're always being viewed. They're not going down. They're not getting shut off. And then another thing I want people to focus on, if you go on YouTube, is staying consistent, right? Our channel is worth millions of dollars now. Just that digital asset alone, because it sells so much real estate, is worth millions of dollars. It's the best follow-up system on the planet. It's going to be the only way that you can passively prospect, like truly passively prospect. And so when it comes to structure, how do we do these videos? How do we stay consistent? The number one thing is obviously discipline, right? And making it the priority. Levi makes it the priority no matter what. Okay. So you have to make it the priority. At the very beginning, it may be like on our first vlogs, it used to take us maybe 4 hours to do a vlog tour, right? Now we can get a vlog tour done in an hour, hour and a half. So we highly suggest batch recording, always staying ahead, a month or 2 months ahead, because sometimes things, they definitely come up. We've been traveling all year. We've been speaking, like it's been a crazy year, but we've never missed a single video drop. Every single week, 3 videos and then a live video, 4 videos a week, right? So you have to make the time. And once you get really good at it, and you can knock it out in 8 hours a month. You can spend maybe 2 Sundays a month going and filming, your 12 videos for the month, right? So you're batch recording your content. You just pick 1 or 2 days where nothing can get in the way. And that's where people fail. They let outside influences come into their temple. And it disturbs everything, and it disturbs the peace. It disturbs that flow. And so if you're going to go this route, you have to stay disciplined. You have to mark that off on your calendar, and then you have to execute and get it done. But that's our structure. We batch record everything. We will spend 1 or 2 days a month recording all of the content. Now we're a month ahead, or we're 2 months ahead. So if we're gone, then it's no big deal. We have our team posting everything and doing all the SEO and the optimization and thumbnails and all that good stuff, and it's all done.
I love it. So talk to a little bit about, somebody listening in and they're like, Travis, that's all good and great. You live in Dallas, Texas, but I live in Lawton, Oklahoma. It's not going to work in my market. Give some, it's not true, right? For one, but talk through that for me.
I actually, John, I love that question. I get that all the time when I talk to people, and I have examples all over the country. It doesn't, okay, yeah, sure. Maybe you're not going to do 100+ million this year in sales, but you can easily get an extra 20 or 30 deals a year from YouTube. I mean, even an extra 10 deals from you, an extra 1 deal a month from YouTube still helps add an additional 6 figures to your bottom line. And it will grow the next year. You know what I mean? And the year after that, it will grow. It's the compound effect. So many people are focused on, I have to make money right now. I have to make money right now, but they're not doing the long play. right? And it's
Yeah.
like, it will work. It works every single time. As long as you stay consistent, it will work. I give this. So there's a guy on my team. His name is Preston. Okay. He's on my team here in Dallas. He's on our team. He gets YouTube leads from us, right? But we encourage our own team and our own members to start their own YouTube channel. He started his own YouTube channel earlier in the year, somewhere like around February or March. He's already closed on 12, actually 13. He just had a closing today, but he has like 3 or 4 other deals under contract from his own YouTube channel. And he only works like 3 really small country towns up north. And that's all he focuses on. And the deal that he did today, he never met the client. The client, that he didn't have to do anything. That it was a relocation. So he went out and he never met him. He filmed a couple of houses, sent the videos, and put in the offer, and it was done. So there's been clients that I've never even met, right? I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it as well. You're not having to spend an absorbent amount of time. Like now we're doing other things because, you know, our goal is to sell $1 billion worth of real estate by 2026. So we have to try some paid strategies. And when I work with like the local buyers, it's a nightmare, right? Because they really want a lot of your time. Which I'm just not about. Maybe I was spoiled with YouTube, but it doesn't matter where you live as long as you stay consistent. And I believe that if you're in a small town, you have an even bigger advantage to completely dominate that city because there's probably no one on YouTube. There's 20 other channels on YouTube now that are trying to be just like us in the Dallas market, right? But at the same time, people are like, are you worried about the competition? And we're not, because for one, no one's ever going to outwork us. No one's ever going to stay more consistent than us. And like I said earlier, you can't say the wrong thing to the right people, right? So the people that like me and Levi, you know, they're going to work with us, and there's no competition. And if they don't, we'll never know. They're following someone else on YouTube. They'll reach out to them, and we'll never ever really know. So that's a limiting belief factor that has been completely myth busted over and over and over again. So it doesn't matter if you're in a big town or a small town. Yeah, you may not do as much volume as us. You probably don't want to do this much volume. It's a lot of work. It's very stressful. Now that I'm like getting into it, it's like, holy shit, do we really want to grow this big? But you know, it works as long as you work and stay consistent.
Yeah. And, you know, no matter what market, you know, there's people always coming and going. It doesn't matter. It's just like you said, right? We knew people were leaving states and leaving cities and coming to DFW, yet there's homes still selling in those where those people are leaving. People are still buying those homes. So to me, yes, all the time it works. And you know, we joke about Lawton, but I think Lawton would be one of the best ones because it is a military town. So there are people coming in, you know, and then you got government contractors looking, you know, jobs. There's people coming in always. There's always people coming into any market.
Yeah, and I think that if you are in one of those cities or states where it's a mass exodus that people are leaving, like California, then you just got to switch your verbiage to get the listings. You don't have to maybe have the buyers, get the listings. You know what I'm saying? Go after listings. We didn't want to go after listings. We didn't really know any better, right? You know, we just knew what we wanted to do and had an idea, and we executed on it, and it's paid well. But if you're in one of those cities, just go after the listings. Speak to people who want to list their properties, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I love it. So Travis, you know, people are listening in, and we're kind of getting into the fall and in the seasonality, and things are changing. You know, how do you kind of, you know, coach and educate people through? It's like, you know, they're like, hey, I need to wait till the spring, or I need to wait till the summer to shoot my videos. So like, talk to people like that, coach them through understanding that, hey, it's okay.
Well, I mean, why would you wait? Why would you wait for anything to happen? If you're waiting for the right moment, it's probably never going to come. The right moment comes when you work hard for it. You know, I always say people are like, oh, you're lucky, right? Well, I find the harder that I work, the luckier that I get, right? And it's one of those things is, you know, when we first started filming, it was in the middle of winter. Like one of the very first videos on the channel was in the middle of that massive snowstorm that rolled through. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it does. The people aren't like, oh my God, it looks ugly right now. It's winter. Everything's dead. That's pretty much how it is everywhere when winter happens, right? Things die. It looks brown. It looks boring. It looks bland. But you just have to go. People are looking for the education. They're not thinking, oh my God, the grass is dead. Yes, it definitely looks way better in spring and summer when things are green and beautiful. But you're going to have those videos on your channel as well. You're going to have good videos. You're going to have bad videos. You're going to have ugly videos. You're going to have beautiful videos. there's going to be a big mix of everything, but it doesn't matter. If you're like trying to start, if you want to wait until March, why? Like the first 30, 60, 90 days are the most critical. Those are that's like, all this crazy shit that's happening with the rates. The Fed saying that the rates are going to come back down next summer. Why would you not want to have your channel absolutely booming for the time that when those rates drop, you want your channel to be booming? So if you're going to wait for 3 or 4 months and then you're like, okay, maybe I'm going to start in April. Well, now it's June, July, maybe August before you really start getting a ton of traction. But you've missed. Now you're into it 10 months. You've already delayed 10 months. So it's like, I would highly encourage people to start right now. Stop overthinking it. Stop making excuses. Just get out there and film.
Yeah. So, I'm in. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit. I'm going to make a priority. If you were to say, okay, Travis, give me the first 3 things to do. What were those first 3 things to do? I've made up my mind. I'm going to commit to it. We're going to get. I've got some structure here. I got some. It's my priority. I'm going to wait and think about it. Be consistent. What do I do?
Well, I mean, the first thing is like you said, you got to have a game plan, right? Michael Reese talks about it all the time. If you don't have a game plan, you're planning to fail. So you need to have like I'm working on TikTok and Reels. And I mapped out 6 months worth of content, right? So I know where I'm going. I know when I'm launching, I set that date. I'm going to set that date. And I'm going to launch that is my plan. Come up with your ideas. Okay. Figure out how much time it's going to take you. So number one, definitely, come up with a really good, solid game plan, write that out, come up with all of your ideas. Okay. Number 2 is always, I'm going to tell you this, do not overcomplicate it. We started this with $0. I was flat broke. I had to actually borrow money from Levi whenever we were going to build our course. I said, hey, I will pay you back. I promised you this course is going to work, blah, 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 blah. And he had to give me money because I wanted to go 50-50 with him. And I paid him back. And almost immediately, as soon as that deal closed, I paid him back, right? So like, that's how strapped on cash that I was. Everything that we did was on an iPhone. Okay. An iPhone, you don't have to have all these fancy cameras and lights like we have now and a full-time videographer. So don't overcomplicate it. You need an iPhone, you need a mic, and then you need your old trusty selfie stick. Those are the 3 things that you need, and even to this day, unless we're doing like a luxury property tour, we leave the videographer at home, man. This is it. This is all you need. Go get you a new iPhone, anything with, the 3 camera lenses right here and with a good stabilization mode. And that's all you need. And then, number 3, really, in order to get started, you just have to have your plan, and then you have to execute, and then figure out how much time you want to spend on, editing, right? Do you want to be the one editing your own videos, doing your thumbnails, doing your banners, doing the SEO, the optimization, all the deep research on keywords, etc.? Figure out, like, if you have a little bit of a budget, then you can hire that out. We've never personally edited any video. We always kind of hired that out. And it's very, very inexpensive. If you're running Google ad, like we're spending probably $20K a month right now testing out Google ads and Roopler and local service ads and all these. We're spending almost $20K a month. But even if I wanted to just stick with this company, it's called Roopler. I'm really undecided on them. One city is $3,000 a month. That's a lot for maybe one deal to convert, right? We haven't converted anything on that yet. And we've been running it for 2 months in 2 cities. So that's $6,000 each month for those. And we've still not converted anything yet, right? So you got to have some sort of a budget. If you have just a little bit, you can find editors that will edit the videos and give those back to you. And then you can do all the work on SEO optimization, keyword research, and posting to your channel. But those things are really important just to get started.
Yeah, I love that. And, there's Fiverr, there's all kinds of the resources, especially for the first few videos. And then you gain some traction, and then, you reinvest those dollars back in, and maybe you get a full-time, virtual assistant. That's all they do is chop it up. And then you can get another virtual assistant that can do all the keyword stuff. So it's a, kind of go and reinvest and pour back into it. So I love that, man. Yeah. Travis, this has been just absolute fire. Tons of valuable insight and actionable how to. What do you want the Honey Badger Nation, just kind of to think about, take action on, moving into the end of this year and into 23 and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, the number one thing is, since we've done this and done so much, I mean, what's your exit strategy, right? Agent attraction is definitely one of them, but I also believe that YouTube is another exit strategy. If we keep this up, 5 or 10 years, and we've done $1 billion plus worth of real estate sales, now we're sitting on an 8-figure deal from our channel. You know what I mean? I think that's something that people really need to focus on and stay consistent with. I have never seen clients like this. So if it were me telling old me, I'd be like, I would just go all in on YouTube. Now there's a million other things that work. TikTok works and Reels work. There's so many different platforms, but I've never seen anything, and I don't know anyone personally who does TikTok or Reels that makes more money than us and actually makes more sales than us. Like, we're actually in it, and I don't know anyone who's out selling us on those other platforms. So my personal experience with YouTube, it's the number one platform that I would focus all of my energy, effort, and attention on, and it's basically free. You know what I'm saying? I mean, other than an editor, right? I mean, YouTube's a free platform, and that's if you don't want to edit your own videos. There are some people who just really love editing their own video, and maybe they put out 2 videos a week because they spend 24 hours on one video at a time, right? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think focus on that, and then we're a family here, right? That's what I love about Honey Badger Nation. So if you need help, hit us up. I mean, that's what we're all here to do. Just hit us up, figure out what we can do to help you out, get you in the right direction. What do you say? What type of videos do you shoot? What type of equipment do you really need? How do you structure the deals? Because I don't know, man, there's so much potential with it. Now we have 17 agents on our team, and I only work $1 million plus. So I'll do about $4 million a month in sales off of, maybe 5 clients, 6 clients. I give the rest of the business to the team and get a 50-50 split. So I'm not having to spend all that time. Like, there's so many different ways. And what I love, to your point, is at the beginning, you really don't need a lot of people, man. You can hire people. Me and Levi, we only paid ourselves a really small salary up until July of this year. We paid ourselves $10K a month. That was it. Every penny that we made, we reinvested it back into the company. And just so y'all know how serious I am about mentors, me and Levi, we spent $100,000 for one day with the #1 speaker coach in the world back in July. I mean, I'm dead serious about it's a write-off. It's a tax write-off too, right? You definitely need that when you're making this kind of money. It's a whole new ball game. But reinvesting that money back into the company, setting yourself up on a salary. What can you live off of? I mean, on our salary, I got 2 kids in private school and a very expensive wife, right? Like, that $10,000 a month was like barely doing it. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. Like, I knew we had money. I knew that things were coming in. I'm always trying to be forward thinking, and I've been in the financial struggle. So I'm speaking from experience where I was trying to hold on to all my money. And as soon as you kind of let that go, you just have so much more time on your hands to be creative, to work on the business, not always constantly working in the business. So don't take all of your money, reinvest it back into the company and let it grow.
Yeah. Absolute fire, man. And everything in this episode, everything from you is exactly what the Expert Mentor series is all about. And it's pulling, the true, expert mentors out of the Honey Badger Nation that just want to pour back and give into this amazing community. And Jay and I say it all the time, we've never seen anything like it. And it is one of the most powerful communities in any industry on the planet. And man, I can't thank you enough. And all of you guys listening in, make sure you guys connect with Travis, connect with Levi. And this is definitely one of the main core. This needs to be a must for one of your core pillars in your business moving into the future and beyond. Travis, thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Have a blessed day. All right.
You too, buddy. We'll see you.
See ya.